All right, good morning. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Saturday morning cartooning. So let me just fix this little shadow spot and then I'll get started. I always forget that light. This light is always unplugged. Keep that light going. Okay. Hopefully, there we go. It's a little better. All right, anyway, let's get started here. I'm going to talk about, first before I get going, I want to just talk about this Chubblecorn Kickstarter. Again, in my YouTube bio, you can find the link. It is a pre-launch campaign. It's totally free to follow. And once I hit 100 followers, I will launch the actual Kickstarter campaign to make Chubblecorn's comic a reality. So I'm really excited about that. All right, we're going to talk about Nowhereland today, which is my ninja series that I started in 2003. And it basically hinges around these little characters that I originally called stealthies. So, but they're ninjas. Now I just call them ninjas. But let me zoom in a little bit here. There we go. So the ninjas are just basically really simplified heads with a mask and eyes. That's really what it boils down to. And then their bodies are very like little hot dog shapes is how I draw them. And then they will have stick-like limbs. So here's their face mask, eyes here, and no real feet. I just tried to, minimize the amount of angles and things that they had. So they were really just these like very derpy, simplified people. And they, the color of their suit, of their ninja. Oh, hello, Arksy, by the way. Thanks for joining us. The color of their suit ranged from, it's mostly black or white. And so Nowhereland was mostly a vast, desolate landscape of nothing. Like it was just this open, I'm shading this in so messy right now, but that's all right. But it was like this open space of nothing. So I would draw these characters and I would have like a little shadow. I love doing little drop shadows under them to show them like airborne. And then I would sometimes draw them like if I had a ninja that needed to be doing a defensive move, it would go like this. So you'd have the ninja and then his arm would come out like this. And then he would have, let's say he had a ninja star stuck in his arm. So let's say like some other enemy ninja threw a ninja star. Hello, totally not a spider. Yeah, Arksy. So yeah, my series was very much a reaction to society, believe it or not. This was an allegorical series, and still is. I still want to work on this more. But anyway, a ninja could defend itself or himself or herself by extending multiple arms. So both angled arms out, little arms, big arms, arms that branch out like tree branches. Makes no sense. But at the same time it does, because if there was a, let's say, what's this called? It's been so long since I've drawn this series. This is a throwing dagger. Anyway, so it was able to defend multiple, against multiple attacks. And thanks, Anime King. And yes, totally not a spider. There is an enemy team. There were enemy factions of ninjas. So there was the Red Mountain Ninja clan, and then there were the Red Tree Ninjas and Green Mountain Ninjas. And so they were all both based on like kind of like religious factions. But it was pretty fun to draw them, like, jumping through the sky like this. And by the way, I would consider this more of a, like, if most of my work you would call all ages, my Nowhereland series, even though it does look cartoony and simple, it definitely was not for kids. There was a lot of violence, there was a lot of political, like, commentary and stuff. There was just a little bit more, yeah, Lamb the Kiwi. That's true. It does make your brain hurt sometimes if you think about it too much. But anyway, there's a lot of political commentary. There's a lot of battling, like severed limbs. I would do like ninja heads like this, where I would have, so like a ninja head would be, you know, frequently floating through the air after, like during a battle, X'd out eyes. You'd see a little spinal cord and blood. But it was very cartoony. But at the same time, it represented some pretty like dark themes about humanity. And I'm gonna do a little show and tell because let me just show some things here. And I got really into sculpture for a while. So I was doing like, so these are, sorry, my camera's shaky. There you go. So these are salt and pepper shakers, speaking of that severed head. And then underneath them where you refill the salt and pepper, they have these little rubber plugs. So I made these by hand. The white ninja is salt, and then the black ninja is pepper, and they had like the severed heads. I did a series of mugs. So this is one of my female ninja assassins. Her name is Baika. So she's in the bottom. It's called a reveal mug. So where you, as you're drinking coffee or hot chocolate, the character gradually reveals themselves. I did a series of, oh man, I have a lot of Shrinky Dinks. I was like big on Shrinky Dinks when Etsy was like brand new. So I did a ninja. I have these like crazy zombie hands that were like just floating severed hands that kind of attacked. So the ninjas would fight these. So it's like a young ninja taking a ninja star to the stomach. And then my ninja assassin series is called the Wildflowers. So it's mostly female ninjas because I was drawing so many guy ninjas. I wanted to have some like really cool like femme fatale ninjas. This is Drosera. She's like a ballerina ninja. So yeah, hello zebra, welcome. Tips on drawing the ninjas. I would say like if you're going to draw something simple like that, you want to just kind of, you know, practice like using the pivot of your wrist to curve the shape of the ninja, and then some straight lines there for the mask. But I would just practice, you know, I have a video, like a short video on my channel about how to do circles. I just do multiple passes to create a circle. Like I don't ever draw a circle just like one rotation because it kind of looks a little janky. Tracing helps to a certain extent, Sai, but it'll help with like, if you're like learning a new style maybe, but you know, I would say, you know, try not to rely too heavily on it. But anyway, these are my female ninja series. I'm gonna focus on her. Her name is Mimosa. They're all named after wildflowers. This is my one male character. His name is Sorrel. He's like a sniper. He's an archer sniper. Ninjas can travel in clouds. I do have realistic drawings. Lamb the kiwi, I do. But I'm gonna focus on this cartoon series. So what's cool about Mimosa is that she can turn into she's actually a demon. You can't see it, but on her head, on the top of her head here, she has little horns coming out. And when she is rattled or mortally wounded, let me zoom out a little bit here. When she's mortally wounded, she takes on this demon form, and it looks kind of like this. Let me draw her demon form here. So I'm gonna start with a circle for her head, and then, actually here, let me get a new page. Let me zoom in here a little bit. There we go. So circle for the head, and then we're gonna draw her mouth, like just this leering grin. So she turns from basically this character who's like this mage. She wears a backpack to hide her like demon wings, and then again, when mortally wounded, she becomes like this creature with these big lamplight like yellow eyes. And then I'm gonna draw this triangular bat-like nose. And then she's got ears that come back like this. I'm gonna draw it into my ninja a little bit here, it's okay. She's got horns that come back, some curving horns. So she's a character that when, you know, if you're too close to her, whether whoever side you're on, even if she knows you, she's deadly. You have to just kind of clear the area. So when these wildflower assassins are dealing with, oh, I need to show you guys brobots. When these wildflower assassins are dealing with enemies, mostly brobots, if she is mortally wounded, then she will just become this crazy monster. So she's got this forked tongue. Back out a little bit. Every time I zoom in or out, I kind of shake the camera, but this is what she looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna actually trace this over in brush pen once I get the basics down. So there's her chin. She's got, oh, and also she's kind of has all kinds of weird protrusions and growths. It's based on how angry she is and how desperate and the team is. She'll start to just kind of morph into this blobby, kind of crazy looking thing. And I'll show you a picture of her, a digital image when I'm done here. But okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw now how she looks with all the detail to make her look really gruesome and crazy. Do I know how to draw Donkey Kong? Sure. I mean, if I saw a picture, I can draw Donkey Kong. Maybe I'll do a video game series coming up of Saturday morning cartoons. I can do like a series of characters that are really well known or something. The challenge is doing drawing requests is tricky because I would spend a lot of time looking up the resource and not enough time drawing. Unless I really, really have practiced and know it, I'd have to see it, you know, to draw it accurately. All right, so we have her eyes are just kind of like bulging out. I actually have a tattoo of this this demon character on my shoulder because to me she represents, like, during COVID it was really rough for me and I was feeling artistically and like just I was like not losing hope, but like it was just a really dark time. And so she represents, Mimosa to me represents, like, you know, when things are really, really, really bad, you have to try harder. You have to like overcome the challenges. And so her anger, her ferocity basically is like going into overdrive, you know? And so when things get really, really tough, you don't give up, you fight harder kind of thing. So, you know, and it's pretty relevant to our, if you were in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. Current situation is pretty rough. And so we have to be resilient, we have to fight hard and not give up. So she has really creepy looking fangs, a lot of gums showing, just to show that like rabid look. So we have these like small sharp teeth. To me, like small teeth and like protruding gums kind of give this like, I don't know, like animal look. Whenever you see like a crazy horror character that has tiny teeth, like tiny razor sharp teeth, I don't know, for me it's like more disturbing than big giant like great white shark teeth. So she has, again, a bunch of these little teeth here, and then she's got dripping, like, I don't know, drool, I guess, coming down from around the teeth. And a guard animal. Yeah, the guard animal's that's a cool idea. A guard animal for like the ninjas or something. She's technically a guard animal, I guess. If you're a ninja on her wildflower team, and she starts to turn into this, you just stay away because she will attack anything within reach. And so let me, almost done here. So we have these, I don't know, these like animal, rough, torn up looking ears. And then she has this like, it's a combination of like spiky fur and like, she's got veins kind of popping out of her skin. And she has these protruding horns, and it's a very, very freaky looking character. And then we have this lumpy looking tongue. So the tongue, even the tongue is just like super creepy and slimy looking. Fish Club Leader. Hello, Fish Club Leader. You guys have interesting names. I take it, I'm assuming it's Fish Club. Something to do with, is it Fortnite? I don't know. Or is it, are you actually like are you an aquarist? So I have this forked tongue. And, oh, you're a fish, okay, cool. So I am using a Copic Gassenfude brush pen. This is like my favorite one. If you ever go to like an art store, it's by the Copic company, but it has like this like golden like glitter built into the black barrel. I love these pens. Unfortunately, as far as I know, I don't think they're refillable, but the tip is very nice because it has good line variety. And then I'm just using regular printer paper. So I'm just kind of, you know, just going with whatever paper I have around. Let me just finish here and then we'll be done. And then I'll move on. I want to show you guys Brobots. Brobots are fun. Okay, so that's Mimosa. She's, again, transforms from this, like, schoolgirl looking, sorry, someone just went through my door. So she has she's like a mage, but she's also a demon trying to hide her wings and her horns under her hood. But then when mortally wounded, she becomes this crazy monster. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys are Brobots. And Brobots are, as you can expect, they are like knights. I made a Brobot out of Sculpey clay. And I did like this armor tattoo that just says bro. He's holding a can of energy drink. So you can imagine bros are, if you live in the United States, bros are like, you know, they have tribal tattoos and they drive big trucks. And so the Brobots are kind of like the enemies of the ninjas. They have tiny little legs. They skip leg day. They focus more on, you know, their upper body. And so I have a whole series of these Brobot characters. And so I'll draw one right now. Let me just flip the page here. And again, if you are just joining us, one of the things I'm really focusing on now is this Kickstarter, Chubbicorn Donusis. I'm doing this comic project, and I really want to kickstart it. You can follow for free in my bio, in the YouTube info bio there, my, you know, where all my information is. All right, Brobots. So Brobots are just big, clunky, like just a giant cube-like structure. And they are operated, they're like mech, like warrior kind of like robots. So they're operated by a small little driver, just like those big raised trucks are. And then we have tiny legs. So the legs are often, have some type of spiky defense because they tower over ninjas. I'll show you like just to scale what a ninja looks like compared to a Brobot. They don't make any physical sense because you look at these things, you're like, how does it move? How does it stay upright? But again, that's just the kind of the humor of the series is nothing really, if you really think too hard about it, doesn't make much sense. So they have these armored legs, but they're weak because some bros have small legs. Stereotype bros, you know what I'm talking about. Like, all right, so I'm just kind of sketching in the legs here. There's usually a little skirt of chainmail. So I have like little chainmail that kind of dangles down in this area here. And then here could be, sometimes I'll draw like I'll just kind of give it like this triangular, like maybe angles with the, you know, the chest piece there. Oh, cool, Arksy, you're joining me, nice. Okay, I won't draw too fast. Hopefully it's simple. Oh, thank you, Pep Zivi, I appreciate that. Okay, so we have this little head. It's like this, like a bucket shape. Sometimes I'll put a horn or two or three. Sometimes I'll put large smokestacks. So like a diesel, you know, diesel pipes that just exhaust because these things are powered by, you know, some type of polluting, fossil fuel. And then we have large arms. Now the arms are going to be these like cylinder shapes that are going to have some joints in them. So like maybe I have like an elbow piece here that is going to have all kinds of spikes on it. So I'm gonna draw some circles where I want those spikes to be, and then thinking of it as a like, so we have spikes here, like it's a cylindrical form. And then I'm gonna draw a forearm piece. And maybe let's do something, let's make, I don't know, we'll make a chainsaw arm or something. We'll have just like this big piece here coming out. So this motor piece, and then just like this chainsaw arm. Why not? Why not have chainsaw? So these brobots are basically the bullies of Nowhereland. They exist to dominate, destroy, and you know, they party, but when they do, it's very, very like messy and polluting. So they represent to me, you know, the part of humanity that is just very selfish and does not think about environment or others, or just you know, is very much like in defiance of society or civil, you know, common courtesy. And so that's why I have these is a really just a commentary on that sort of thing. I even made a fake energy drink company for these brobots that I was gonna have a brobot show. I never really applied to the gallery for that one, but oh, I forgot to draw the little visor. So I have smoke coming out of the smokestacks. I have the chainsaw arm. Thank you, Arksy, I appreciate that. And then we've got the little visor where the driver can look outside. It could, you know, and then we have like breathing holes here, representing like a night helmet. And then let's draw maybe the other arm over here, kind of turning away from the viewer. So it's just like out and then maybe down a little bit, and then maybe give this one a hand. So I'll have this has like a big clumsy hand that is, again, like, you know, if you think too much about this, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems to be a cumbersome technology that really doesn't have any payoff. I kind of think of it like in Star Wars, the AT-ATs. You know, like if you really think about it, it's such a massive, expensive vehicle that it seems to have a lot of vulnerabilities. When you have everything that flies and hovers, you have these big, like, slow walking machines. It just doesn't make much sense, but it's cool. It looks cool. It just looks foreboding, and especially in that scene in Hoth where they're approaching the Rebel snow base. It's just like, oh man, those things look pretty crazy. So I actually love the AT-ATs. So that's kind of, I think, what also inspires these. Okay, so here's a ninja in comparison. I'm gonna draw a ninja flying up and trying to take out this brobot. And so just like you saw when I drew the ninjas earlier, a ninja, these robots can be even bigger than this. This is like an average size one. But we have a ninja who is maybe throwing some shurikens. Draw your profile. Are you talking about like a commission, or I do have on saintamontstories.com. I think it's linked also in my bio. I do have a commission order form. We could do that if you wanted to arrange for that. All right, so we've got ninja attacking the head of this brobot, and the brobot's just kind of standing around. And so yeah, that's what a brobot looks like. And let me draw my favorite ninja. This is the best ninja ever, who's also going to be attacking this brobot. And he's going to be over here on this side. It's the red ninja. He's the only one of his kind. He's so skilled in battle that sometimes he takes naps while he's fighting. And he is like indestructible. he can't stay in one place for too long because he'll just be swamped in fan mail. And curious enough about him, he does have an eye patch. So he does have full vulnerability. That's kind of what that implies, that there is some vulnerability to this ninja character. Red Ninja is about to basically sever this arm of this Brobot. So yeah, I guess I'll do a little more. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna draw Sorrel in the clouds. Sorrel is the sniper robot. Oh, looks like my son is back from walking the dog. All right. So Sorrel is going to be up in this cloud shape up here. So there, okay. All right, we're back. So Sorrel is going to be up in the clouds. And Nowhereland clouds are just, again, very like design based. They're not realistic looking clouds. They're just half circles and full circles. And then there's like some part of the cloud are shaded, some are white, some are like half, half tone there. So it's very design based. And then Sorrel is going to be up here, really tiny. Maybe I'll zoom in even more on this guy. Sorry, that's my son slamming doors. He is making a lot of noise. No worries. All right, so Sorrel is going to be maybe holding up his bow and arrow and aiming a shot, I don't know, somewhere up here. It looks like he's not going to be able to aim into this, so maybe he's shooting arrows like this. Somewhere toward this character. So there's Sorrel way up there in the clouds. Okay, so yeah, big arms, small legs. I know these Brobots are characters. So yeah, let me see. What else can I show you guys? I guess I have. Oh, there's the Red Ninja. Oh, you guys are good to see the Red Ninja. So the Red Ninja, I did make a shrinky dink of the Red Ninja. So this is how the Red Ninja looks up close. So you can see one eye patch. The other eye you can't see is on the other side, but he carries a standard issue katana, nothing special, but he's so talented that he can just defeat most people. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a couple more things here before I go. A little more show and tell. I'm gonna show you what Mimosa looks like. So I drew Mimosa earlier, and I wanna show you how she looks fighting a Brobot. So that's Mimosa full color. So there's a severed Brobot destroyed here, and she's just gone crazy. And in the background, there's Baika, who is basically just kind of standing by and watching. Here's a Brobot that is battling against the wildflowers. So we have, there's Mimosa using electrical blast. This is Rose. She's like a weapons expert. You have, oh, I forget her name. Daisy, I believe. There's Baika with a bow staff. Here's Sorrel up here. There's a bunch of ninjas that have been destroyed, sadly killed by this Brobot. This Brobot is firing missiles. These spikes are actually missiles. And then you have Drosera. She's swinging around with her. She uses like a grappling type weapon. Yeah, so that's another one of my favorite pictures of the wildflowers. Let's see. Oh, here's a Brobot up close. So that's a full color Brobot. So they like to have their flags always on display. They've got all kinds of banners and symbols and spikes. Freedom tattoo on his forearm there. And then a cod piece, and then tiny legs. So yeah. Anyway, you guys, I think we are out of time. But yeah, so ninjas are pretty fun, easy to draw, and that's my Nowhereland series. I don't know where you can view it online. I'll try to, if I find a link, maybe I'll post it on my info. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining today on watching this live stream, and I will see you next week, or just check my other videos as I post throughout the week as well. All right, bye you guys, take care.